What if I told you that some vaults on Earth are so secure that even nuclear blasts or military-grade explosives wouldn't crack them? Imagine standing in front of a thick, reinforced steel door, so impenetrable that even the most skilled safecracker or elite hacker wouldn't stand a chance. Some of these vaults hold billions of dollars in gold, classified government secrets, priceless artifacts, and even humanity's most valuable genetic material. But what makes them truly unbreakable? The idea of a secure vault sparks an immediate sense of mystery, power, and wealth. Hollywood has only fueled this fascination, with movies like Ocean's 11 and The Italian Job portraying elaborate heists where criminals try to outsmart the world's most advanced security systems. But reality is far more complex, and in most cases, vault security is so advanced that even the most well-planned heists fail before they even begin. People are captivated by the sheer technological brilliance behind modern vault security. From biometric authentication to AI-driven surveillance and electromagnetic locking systems, today's high-security vaults represent the cutting edge of protection. And yet, history has shown us that some of the most daring and shocking heists have found ways to bypass even the most foolproof security systems. This video takes you deep inside the world's most secure vaults, revealing the layers of defense that make them virtually unbreakable. You'll discover the science, engineering, and extreme security measures used to protect the world's most valuable assets. You'll learn about real-life heists, infamous break-ins, and the future of vault security in the digital age. And most intriguingly, we'll uncover the controversial questions surrounding these vaults. Do they really hold what they claim to, or is security just an illusion? This is the ultimate deep dive into the most impenetrable vaults on the planet, the secrets behind their security, and the criminals who have tried, and often failed, to breach them. Let's begin. The evolution of vault security. From ancient treasure rooms to high-tech fortresses, vaults have existed for thousands of years, evolving alongside human civilization. In ancient times, rulers and wealthy merchants safeguarded their treasures in secret underground chambers or heavily guarded strongholds. The Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks all developed their own versions of secure storage, often using massive stone doors and hidden compartments to deter thieves. The Roman Empire had some of the earliest recorded vaults, where emperors and senators stored gold, jewels, and important documents in fortified buildings. Medieval castles introduced an even more advanced form of security. Kings and noble families stored their wealth in armored chambers, sometimes protected by boiling oil traps, reinforced iron gates, and heavily armed guards. These vaults weren't just about protection, they were symbols of power and dominance. The more impenetrable the vault, the more control a ruler had over their kingdom's wealth. But as time progressed, these primitive security measures became ineffective against organized crime, leading to the birth of modern vault technology. The first bank vaults and their fatal flaw. The 19th century marked the dawn of bank vaults, as financial institutions needed a way to safeguard money and valuables from the growing threat of robbery. Early bank vaults were constructed with thick iron doors and massive locking mechanisms, making them nearly impossible to break into by brute force. But criminals quickly adapted, exploiting weaknesses in mechanical locks, weak structural designs, and even corrupt bank employees who could be bribed or threatened. One of the most notorious early bank robberies occurred in 1858, when thieves used gunpowder explosives to blast open a vault in Richmond, Virginia, making off with a fortune. This heist exposed a major flaw in early vault security: firepower could still overpower steel. In response, banks began reinforcing their vaults with multiple layers of metal, developing the first fireproof safes and time-locked mechanisms to prevent unauthorized access. By the late 1800s, combination locks and drill-resistant steel plating became industry standards. Banks invested in vault alarm systems, reinforced concrete walls, and even underground storage facilities to make break-ins nearly impossible. These innovations laid the groundwork for the high-security vaults we know today, but there was still one major security risk: how do you protect massive amounts of gold reserves from being stolen, both physically and politically? The gold standard and the birth of ultra-secure vaults. As global economies expanded, governments started stockpiling gold reserves to back their national currencies. This led to the creation of some of the most heavily fortified vaults in history, designed not just to protect wealth from criminals, but also from economic collapse, foreign invasions, and financial crises. The concept of a gold standard meant that a country's currency was directly tied to the amount of gold it held in reserve, making vault security a matter of national stability. By the early 20th century, countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and Switzerland developed ultra-secure gold storage facilities deep underground. These vaults were equipped with multi-ton steel doors, armed military personnel, motion sensors, and reinforced blast-proof walls. Unlike bank vaults, which stored personal and corporate wealth, these government vaults became the foundation of global financial security, ensuring that gold reserves remained untouchable. Perhaps the most famous of these vaults is Fort Knox, a facility so secure that breaking into it is virtually unthinkable. But how did Fort Knox earn its reputation as the most impenetrable vault in the world? Case study: the rise of Fort Knox, the most secure vault on Earth. Located in Kentucky, USA, Fort Knox was built in 1936 to store America's gold reserves during a time of economic uncertainty and geopolitical instability. The vault holds an estimated 147 million ounces of gold, worth over $250 billion in today's market. The security at Fort Knox is legendary, with some reports suggesting that no single person knows the full combination to access its main vault. The facility is surrounded by barbed wire fences, armed military guards, and a heavily fortified perimeter that makes it nearly impossible to approach undetected. The vault walls are reinforced with concrete, steel, and blast-proof materials, designed to withstand everything from drills to direct missile strikes. Advanced biometric scanners, motion detectors, and 24/7 surveillance ensure that no unauthorized personnel ever enter the complex. Despite its incredible security, Fort Knox has been at the center of numerous conspiracy theories, with some claiming that the gold reserves inside have long been removed or secretly transferred elsewhere. Whether these claims hold any truth remains a mystery, but one thing is certain: no one has ever successfully broken into Fort Knox, making it one of the most secure vaults in human history. The evolution of vault security has come a long way from ancient treasure rooms to biometric locked, AI-monitored fortresses. But as security technology advances, so do the methods criminals use to try and breach the world's most impenetrable vaults. In the next section, we take a closer look at some of the most secure vaults in the world today, how they protect billions in assets, and what it would take to break into them. The world's most impenetrable vault, Fort Knox, America's impenetrable fortress. Fort Knox stands as the ultimate symbol of high security storage, home to the United States gold reserves. Located in Kentucky, this facility is widely considered the most secure vault in the world, designed to be nearly impossible to breach. The perimeter is surrounded by heavily armed military personnel, high-voltage electric fences, motion sensors, and surveillance drones. The vault itself is buried beneath a layer of reinforced concrete and steel, with walls that can withstand explosions, drilling, and even nuclear blasts. The exact security protocols remain classified, but what is known is that no single individual has complete access to the vault's entrance codes. The opening process requires multiple security personnel, each with only a fragment of the full combination. Despite numerous conspiracy theories suggesting that Fort Knox is empty or that its gold reserves have been secretly moved, the facility remains a symbol of financial stability and military-grade security. The Bank of England Vault, the United Kingdom's hidden gold reserve. Deep beneath the bustling streets of London lies the Bank of England Vault, one of the largest and most secretive gold storage facilities in the world. It holds an estimated 5,134 tons of gold, worth over $300 billion, making it a critical part of the United Kingdom's economic backbone. The vault's security is a closely guarded secret, with heavily armored doors, fingerprint and voice recognition access, and round-the-clock monitoring by elite security teams. Unlike Fort Knox, the Bank of England Vault doesn't rely on military protection, but instead uses a multi-layered defense system, including a series of underground chambers, airlocks, and seismic detectors that can identify even the smallest unauthorized movement. One of the most intriguing aspects of this vault is its robotic security system, which uses AI-driven surveillance and automated patrols to detect intruders. Only a select few individuals have ever seen the inside of this vault, making it one of the most mysterious financial storage sites in existence. The Federal Reserve Bank Vault, 80 feet below New York City. The Federal Reserve Bank Vault, located in New York City, is a fortified underground stronghold that stores over $200 billion in gold bars, belonging to governments and financial institutions around the world. The vault is situated 80 feet below street level, encased in a solid bedrock foundation that makes unauthorized access nearly impossible. Security at the Federal Reserve Vault is so advanced that even its own employees must undergo multiple verification steps before entering restricted areas. Biometric scans, personal security codes, and heavily armed guards ensure that only authorized personnel can get anywhere near the gold. The vault door itself is an engineering marvel, weighing more than 90 tons and secured with a time-delayed locking mechanism that prevents forced entry even if an attacker has access to the security codes. No one person has full access to all security systems, reducing the risk of internal threats. Despite its nearly impenetrable security, this vault is constantly upgrading its technology to stay ahead of potential cyber threats and evolving criminal tactics. Swiss bank vaults, the world's most secretive storage. Switzerland is home to some of the most legendary high-security vaults, famous for their anonymous accounts, underground bunkers, and unrivaled discretion. The vaults are often hidden beneath mountain ranges and reinforced inside old military fortresses, making them not just difficult to locate but nearly impossible to breach. Swiss banking laws prioritize client confidentiality, which means that the identities of vault owners and their stored assets are often completely unknown. These vaults aren't just for storing gold or cash. Many house priceless artwork, rare artifacts, and classified documents that are kept hidden from the world. What makes Swiss vaults so secure is a combination of deep underground access points, retina and fingerprint scans, and electromagnetic locking systems. Some vaults even require DNA verification for access, adding an extra layer of exclusivity and security. With the rise of cyber warfare and digital threats, Swiss banks have also invested heavily in AI-powered security systems that can detect hacking attempts before they happen. Iron Mountain Vault, the ultimate data fortress. Not all vaults store money or gold. Some of the world's most valuable assets are classified documents, patents, and corporate secrets, all of which are stored in the Iron Mountain Vault in the United States. Located deep inside a former limestone mine, this facility holds everything from historical archives to Hollywood film reels, making it a critical part of global data preservation. The vault is protected by nuclear blast-resistant doors, with armed security forces monitoring every entrance and exit. Biometric scans, retinal identification, and even voice authentication are required to access certain sections of the facility. Inside, temperature and humidity controls ensure that delicate documents and film archives are preserved for decades without degradation. With corporations, governments, and even major film studios relying on this vault for secure storage, Iron Mountain remains one of the most important information vaults in the world. The Vatican Secret Archives, the world's most mysterious vault. Hidden deep within the Vatican City, the Vatican Secret Archives are one of the most mysterious and highly protected vaults in history. While it doesn't hold gold or cash, it contains centuries of confidential documents, religious texts, and historical records that could potentially reshape our understanding of the past. Access to the archive is extremely restricted, with only a handful of Vatican scholars and researchers allowed inside. The vault is monitored by Swiss guards, and all visitors require special authorization from the Pope himself. Theories surrounding the Vatican secret archives range from hidden biblical texts to confidential government dealings, fueling speculation about what's truly stored behind its heavily fortified walls. Svalbard Global Seed Vault, humanity's last backup plan. Located in Norway, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault is designed to protect the world's most vital crops in the event of a global disaster. This vault stores over 1 million seed varieties, ensuring that in the case of climate change, war, or a natural catastrophe, humanity would still have access to essential food sources. The facility is buried deep inside a mountain on the Arctic island of Svalbard, where the permafrost helps preserve the seeds without the need for constant refrigeration. Access is highly restricted, with 24-hour surveillance, biometric security systems, and a reinforced steel vault door protecting the priceless genetic material inside. Even in the event of a nuclear war, this vault is designed to withstand almost any disaster, making it one of the most strategically significant secure locations on Earth. Granite Mountain Records Vault, a time capsule for humanity. Beneath a mountain range in Utah, the Granite Mountain Records Vault is one of the most heavily protected genealogical record archives in the world. Owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this vault stores millions of historical records, family trees, and DNA information, safeguarding vital data for future generations. Built to survive nuclear attacks, earthquakes, and extreme weather conditions, the vault is monitored by armed security personnel and requires high-level clearance for access. With the increasing importance of genetic data and ancestry research, the Granite Mountain Vault remains one of the most valuable and heavily guarded archives in existence. Doomsday Vaults, the last line of defense for civilization across the world, a network of doomsday vaults is being developed to store critical data, DNA samples, and even human embryos for future use. These underground facilities are designed to withstand catastrophic events, from nuclear wars to mass pandemics, ensuring that human civilization can be rebuilt if necessary. Countries like Switzerland, Norway, and the United States have invested in these secret vaults, with some being hidden inside mountains, underwater bunkers, or deep space facilities. The idea behind these vaults is simple. If the world were to face a mass extinction event, these storage facilities would act as a lifeline for rebuilding society. From military-grade gold reserves to hidden archives and doomsday bunkers, these are the world's most secure vaults, designed to withstand anything from heists to nuclear disasters. The level of security in these facilities is unparalleled, proving that when it comes to safeguarding the most valuable assets on Earth, no measure is too extreme. How vaults are protected, security technology. It's the 6 layers of defense, why modern vaults are nearly impossible to breach. Vault security has become a highly sophisticated science, evolving to counter every possible threat, from traditional break-ins to cyber warfare. The world's most secure vaults rely on a multi-layered defense system, ensuring that even if one layer is compromised, the others remain intact. This 6-layer approach is used in government gold reserves, private bank vaults, and even classified archives, making unauthorized access nearly impossible. The first layer is physical barriers, including reinforced walls, multi-ton steel doors, and underground placements. Vaults like Fort Knox and the Federal Reserve are constructed with concrete-reinforced steel and blast-resistant alloys, designed to withstand explosions, drilling, and even direct missile strikes. The second layer is surveillance and monitoring, with round-the-clock high-resolution cameras, motion detectors, and AI-powered security systems that track even the smallest movements. The third layer is biometric authentication, which has replaced traditional key and combination locks. Vaults now require fingerprint recognition, retinal scans, and even DNA verification before granting access. The fourth layer is AI-driven security, where machine learning algorithms analyze patterns of behavior and detect anomalies before a breach occurs. The fifth layer is human security forces, often comprising armed guards, military personnel, or elite security teams who monitor vault perimeters. The final layer is deception tactics, which include false vaults, decoy safes, and hidden security protocols designed to mislead any potential intruder. These layers work together to create an impenetrable security matrix, making high-level vaults one of the most secure places. Reinforced steel and explosion-resistant materials, the science of impenetrable vault doors. The design of a vault door is one of the most critical aspects of its security. These doors are made with high-density steel alloys, reinforced with titanium, tungsten, and explosion-resistant materials that prevent forced entry. Unlike standard safes, vault doors are engineered to absorb shockwaves, disperse kinetic energy, and resist cutting tools, making them immune to traditional break-in methods. The manufacturing process involves layering hardened steel plates with composite metals, which are further reinforced with ceramic coatings and carbon fiber polymers. These materials create an anti-drill, anti-blast, and anti-torch defense, ensuring that even industrial-grade tools are ineffective. Some vaults, like those in the Swiss banking system, use self-healing materials that automatically seal minor breaches, preventing attackers from exploiting vulnerabilities. These modern security materials are continuously being upgraded, with some vaults testing experimental graphene composites that offer 10 times the strength of traditional steel. The goal is to create a door that is not just resistant to attacks but completely impervious to them, ensuring the security of high-value assets. Iron motion detection: how vaults identify intruders before they even reach the door. Artificial intelligence has revolutionized vault security, shifting the focus from reactive protection to predictive threat detection. AI-driven surveillance systems are programmed to recognize suspicious behavior, unauthorized movements, and unusual patterns, allowing security personnel to intervene before a break-in occurs. Modern vaults are equipped with thermal imaging cameras, infrared scanners, and motion-detecting radar systems that monitor every square inch of the facility. These technologies track heat signatures, detect unusual body language, and even identify heartbeat patterns, making it impossible for an intruder to go unnoticed. One of the most advanced developments in AI security is facial recognition with predictive profiling, which can assess stress levels, micro-expressions, and physiological responses to determine if a person poses a threat. Vaults in Switzerland and the Federal Reserve have AI-driven predictive analytics that monitor for cyber threats, unauthorized data access, and hacking attempts, ensuring that security breaches are stopped long before they happen. Biometric and DNA-based security: the rise of human-embedded authentication. As traditional access methods become more vulnerable to hacking and duplication, vaults are now implementing biometric and DNA-based security systems to verify identities. Fingerprint and retinal scans have been widely used for years, but new advancements in biological authentication are making security even tighter. Some high-security vaults require vascular pattern recognition, where infrared scanners analyze the unique vein structure beneath a person's skin. Others use gait analysis, which studies the way a person walks, ensuring that only authorized individuals with pre-recorded movement patterns are granted entry. The most advanced security vaults are experimenting with DNA-based verification, where an individual's genetic sequence is cross-referenced against a secure database. Unlike fingerprint scans, which can be lifted or replicated, DNA markers are nearly impossible to forge, providing a level of security that cannot be bypassed. In some cases, vaults require multi-step biometric authentication, where an individual must pass multiple security checkpoints, verifying their fingerprints, retina scans, and even heartbeat rhythms before being allowed inside. This layered verification ensures that even if an intruder gains access to one level, they are still blocked by additional barriers. Magnetic locks and electromagnetic defense, the invisible shields of modern vaults. Beyond physical barriers and biometric locks, some of the most advanced vaults now utilize magnetic and electromagnetic security systems, creating an invisible force field against intruders. High-intensity electromagnetic locks use powerful magnetic fields to secure vault doors, requiring precise electronic codes and biometric input to deactivate them. Some vaults have electromagnetic pulse (EMP) shielding, which prevents hacking attempts, radio signal interference, and remote detonation of explosives. This technology ensures that even cyberattacks or advanced electronic warfare techniques cannot disrupt the security system. There are also electromagnetic deterrent systems, which generate a high-voltage electrical field around the vault perimeter. If an intruder comes into contact with the barrier, the electric field disorients their nervous system, temporarily disabling them. Unlike traditional security alarms, these deterrents don't just alert authorities but actively prevent break-ins by neutralizing threats in real time. Some vaults even employ magnetically sealed compartments, where stored assets are protected inside vacuum-sealed containers with pressure-sensitive locks. These compartments can only be opened by specific electromagnetic frequencies, making them immune to physical lockpicking or brute force attacks. As security technology continues to advance, vaults are moving toward fully autonomous AI-driven defense systems, where human intervention is no longer required. These innovations ensure that modern vaults remain virtually impenetrable, providing security that is not just reactive but proactively adaptive to any potential threat. The science behind vault security has reached a point where breaking in is no longer a matter of strength or skill but an impossibility. However, history has shown that no system is perfect, and some of the most daring criminals have found ways to bypass even the most advanced vault defenses. The next section explores how some of the greatest heists in history were carried out and the vulnerabilities they exposed in high-security vaults. The science of vault penetration, how heists attempt to crack the system, and the art of safecracking, from lock-picking to digital hacking. And for as long as vaults have existed, criminals have been finding ways to break into them. In the early days of vault security, skilled safecrackers relied on lockpicking, drilling, and brute force techniques to penetrate mechanical safes. The infamous stethoscope method, used by professional thieves, involved carefully listening to the tumblers inside a lock, feeling for the precise moment they clicked into place. This method worked on older safes but became obsolete when combination locks and time delay mechanisms were introduced. As security measures advanced, so did the tools of the trade. Criminals moved from physical manipulation to high-tech electronic bypassing, using thermal lances, laser cutters, and even acid-based solutions to melt through hardened steel. However, modern vaults are now more resistant to these physical attacks, forcing thieves to look elsewhere for vulnerabilities. With the rise of digital security systems, fingerprint scanners, and AI-driven surveillance, criminals turn to cyber heists and social engineering to gain access. The modern thief is more likely to be a hacker than a masked burglar, using malware, deepfake technology, and sophisticated phishing schemes to manipulate security protocols. Safecracking is no longer about turning a dial. It's about breaking through firewalls and bypassing digital encryption. Social engineering, how hackers exploit the human factor. Even the most advanced security systems can be compromised if the people operating them make mistakes. This is where social engineering comes into play, a technique that targets human psychology rather than technology. Vault security relies heavily on biometric authentication, access codes, and multi-layered defenses, but these systems are only as strong as the people who use them. Hackers and thieves often manipulate employees into revealing critical security details. This can be as simple as posing as IT support, convincing a bank teller to reset a password, or even blackmailing security personnel into granting access. Some criminals use fake identities, voice mimicry, or even deepfake video calls to impersonate high-ranking officials and gain entry. One of the most infamous examples of social engineering was the Lufthansa heist of 1978, where criminals infiltrated New York's JFK airport and stole over $5 million in cash and jewels by bribing security staff. More recently, cybercriminals have used sophisticated phishing attacks to steal millions from digital bank vaults, proving that the weakest link in any security system is often not the technology, but the people operating it. Hollywood versus reality, do vault security features work like in the movies? Hollywood has glamorized vault heists with laser grids, pressure-sensitive floors, and retina scanners that seem nearly impossible to bypass. Movies like Ocean's 11 and Mission Impossible depict criminals using acrobatic stunts and advanced gadgets to outsmart high-tech security systems. But how much of this is actually real? While laser grids do exist, they are rarely used as standalone security measures. Modern vaults rely more on motion detectors, AI-driven facial recognition, and electromagnetic field monitoring rather than visible laser beams. Similarly, pressure-sensitive floors are used in some government and military installations, but they are not common in financial vaults due to high maintenance costs and impracticality. Heat sensors and fingerprint scanners, however, are very real and widely used. The biggest difference between Hollywood and reality is that modern vaults are not defended by a single dramatic feature, but rather by multiple layers of security that work together. The real challenge for thieves isn't dodging laser beams. It's overcoming biometric locks, AI surveillance, and cybersecurity firewalls, all at the same time. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, cracking a vault with 10 layers of security. One of the most shocking heists in history was the Antwerp Diamond Heist of 2003, where criminals bypassed 10 layers of security to steal over $100 million in diamonds. The vault, located in Belgium's Diamond District, was considered unbreachable, featuring infrared heat sensors, seismic detectors, a lock with 100 million possible combinations, and a magnetic security field. The thieves, led by Leonardo Notarbartolo, rented an office space inside the Diamond District to study the vault's security patterns for years. On the night of the heist, they used hairspray to disable motion detectors, aluminum foil to block infrared sensors, and custom-built tools to bypass magnetic locks. By the time security discovered the breach, the diamonds were gone. The Antwerp heist exposed major vulnerabilities in traditional vault security, proving that a well-planned attack could overcome even the most advanced security measures. The Banco Central heist, digging an 80-meter tunnel to steal $70 million. While most heists rely on technological manipulation, some criminals take an old-school approach. In 2005, thieves in Brazil executed one of the most daring vault robberies in history, stealing $70 million from the Banco Central in Fortaleza. Instead of trying to break into the bank directly, they spent 3 months digging an underground tunnel, stretching 80 meters from a rented house to the bank's vault. The tunnel was reinforced with wooden beams and lined with lights, allowing the criminals to move undetected beneath the city. When they finally reached the vault, they bypassed alarms and security cameras by cutting directly through the floor, making off with millions in cash. Despite an intensive police investigation, most of the money was never recovered, and many of the perpetrators were never caught. This heist demonstrated that brute force and long-term planning could still be as effective as high-tech hacking when it comes to vault security. The Hatton Garden Heist. Old-school thieves take on London's most secure vault. One of the most notorious heists in modern history took place in London's Hatton Garden Jewellery District in 2015. Unlike the high-tech Antwerp heist or the underground tunnel job in Brazil, this robbery was carried out by a group of elderly career criminals using nothing more than drills, hammers, and sheer determination. The thieves, aged between 55 and 75, broke into the Hatton Garden safe deposit vault, bypassing security guards by entering through an elevator shaft. Using industrial-grade power tools, they drilled through a 2-meter thick reinforced vault wall, gaining access to hundreds of safety deposit boxes. The total value of the stolen goods exceeded $20 million, making it one of the biggest bank heists in British history. Unlike modern cyber criminals, these burglars relied on old-fashioned techniques, proving that even in an age of AI-driven security, traditional safecracking still has a place in the criminal underworld. The rise of cyber heists. The vaults of the future are being hacked, not broken into. While physical vault heists still make headlines, the most valuable targets today are digital vaults, where financial institutions and corporations store billions of dollars in encrypted data and cryptocurrencies. Cybercriminals no longer need to physically enter a bank. They can steal millions with a few lines of code. In 2016, hackers targeted the Bangladesh bank, using a malware-based attack to steal $81 million from its reserves. These cybercriminals infiltrated the bank's SWIFT financial system, issuing fraudulent transaction requests that went unnoticed for days. In recent years, cryptocurrency vaults have become major targets, with hackers breaching digital wallets and stealing billions in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. Unlike traditional heists, where criminals must physically escape with the loot, cyber heists allow hackers to remain anonymous, moving stolen funds through decentralized networks before authorities can track them. The future of vault security is no longer just about steel doors and armed guards. It's about firewalls, encryption, and artificial intelligence. As vault security continues to evolve, so do the methods used to crack the system, proving that no vault is ever truly unbreakable. The future of vault security: AI-powered security systems. The age of machine learning defense. The world's most secure vaults are no longer relying solely on physical reinforcements, biometric access, or human guards. The next frontier of security is artificial intelligence, a technology that is revolutionizing how vaults detect, predict, and neutralize threats before they even occur. AI-driven security systems are already in place in high-security banking institutions, military bunkers, and corporate data centers, where they analyze millions of data points per second to detect irregular patterns. Machine learning algorithms continuously study security footage, access logs, and environmental factors to identify potential intruders or vulnerabilities. Unlike traditional surveillance, which relies on human reaction times, AI-driven systems can detect threats in real time, instantly alerting security teams or triggering automatic lockdown protocols. Some of the most advanced AI-powered vaults can now distinguish between normal employee behavior and suspicious movements, reducing false alarms while increasing efficiency. These systems use predictive analytics to assess risk, meaning they can prevent break-ins before they happen rather than simply responding to a breach. AI-driven robotics are also being integrated into vault security, with autonomous drones patrolling restricted areas, ensuring that no human guard can be bribed, fooled, or manipulated. Quantum cryptography, the ultimate unbreakable security. One of the most exciting and controversial advancements in vault security is quantum cryptography, a technology that could make hacking and digital breaches a thing of the past. Unlike traditional encryption methods, which rely on complex mathematical algorithms, quantum cryptography is based on the principles of quantum mechanics, making it virtually impossible to crack. The key to quantum security lies in quantum key distribution, QKD, which ensures that any attempt to intercept data automatically alters its state, making it immediately detectable. This means that if a hacker tries to break into a quantum encrypted vault, the system will instantly recognize the intrusion and shut down access before any data is stolen. Some financial institutions and government agencies are already experimenting with quantum-secured vaults, where digital assets, transaction records, and classified information are stored in a system that cannot be breached with conventional hacking methods. However, quantum cryptography remains expensive and complex, making it unlikely that every vault in the world will adopt this technology anytime soon. Blockchain and digital vaults. Are physical vaults becoming obsolete? With the rise of blockchain technology and digital currencies, many are questioning whether traditional physical vaults will eventually become obsolete. Unlike physical vaults, which require layers of security, guards, and maintenance, digital vaults offer a way to store value securely without the need for a physical location. Blockchain-based vaults operate on decentralized networks, meaning that data is stored across multiple secure locations, making it nearly impossible for a single breach to compromise the entire system. This technology is particularly relevant for cryptocurrencies, digital banking, and high-value digital assets, where the focus is shifting from steel doors to encryption keys. Some believe that digital vaults could eventually replace traditional vaults, reducing the risks associated with physical heists, insider threats, and transportation security. However, critics argue that digital storage introduces new risks, such as cyber warfare, hacking, and the loss of encryption keys, which could permanently erase billions in digital wealth. Governments and private institutions are now debating whether the future of security lies in fortified bunkers or advanced digital encryption, with both sides presenting compelling arguments for and against the shift toward a fully digital security system. The debate on government vaults: should gold still be stored in physical locations? For centuries, governments have relied on physical gold reserves as a measure of economic stability. Vaults like Fort Knox, the Bank of England vault, and the Federal Reserve Bank vault store hundreds of billions of dollars in gold, acting as a backbone for national economies. But as global financial systems become increasingly digital, some are questioning whether physical gold storage is still necessary. Supporters of traditional vault storage argue that gold has intrinsic value, unlike digital currencies, which are susceptible to cyber attacks, inflation, and technological failures. Keeping gold in physical vaults ensures that nations have a tangible backup asset in the event of a financial crisis or digital collapse. However, critics argue that maintaining massive gold reserves is expensive, outdated, and inefficient. Some governments have already begun shifting toward digital financial reserves, using blockchain-based assets and sovereign cryptocurrency holdings instead of physical gold. The debate over the future of government vaults is far from settled. While some nations are doubling down on fortifying their gold reserves, others are investing in cybersecurity and digital storage, believing that the future of wealth lies in the digital realm. Case study: the rise of crypto vaults, how Coinbase and Binance store billions in digital assets. As digital currencies continue to grow, companies like Coinbase and Binance have developed some of the most secure digital vaults in the world, designed to store and protect billions in cryptocurrency assets. These vaults operate using a combination of cold storage, multi-signature authentication, and geographic distribution, making them highly resistant to hacking and cyber threats. Unlike traditional bank vaults, which rely on physical security measures, crypto vaults use offline storage methods, ensuring that private keys and digital wallets remain completely disconnected from the internet. This form of security, known as air-gapped storage, prevents hackers from remotely accessing funds, significantly reducing the risk of cyber theft. In addition to cold storage, crypto vaults implement multi-signature verification, requiring multiple authorized parties to approve transactions before any digital assets can be accessed. This prevents insider threats and unauthorized transfers, making it one of the most secure digital vaulting methods in existence. Despite these advancements, crypto vaults are not without their risks. Some major cryptocurrency platforms have suffered massive hacks, such as the Mt. Gox exchange collapse, which resulted in the loss of $450 million worth of Bitcoin. These incidents highlight the ongoing challenges of securing digital wealth, proving that even the most advanced vaults are not completely immune to breaches. The rise of crypto vaults signals a major shift in how security is being redefined. While traditional vaults continue to rely on physical fortification, biometric security, and AI-driven defense, digital vaults are focused on encryption, decentralized security protocols, and blockchain verification. As technology continues to evolve, the future of vault security remains uncertain. Will physical vaults continue to play a critical role in protecting the world's wealth, or will digital security advancements eventually make them obsolete? The answer may lie in a hybrid approach, where both traditional and digital vaulting systems coexist, ensuring that the most valuable assets on Earth remain protected, no matter what the future holds. The conspiracy theories: does Fort Knox really have all the gold it claims to? For decades, Fort Knox has been regarded as the most secure gold reserve in the world, holding what is believed to be 147 million ounces of gold, valued at over $250 billion. The facility is fortified with thick steel walls, blast-proof doors, and a military presence that ensures no unauthorized entry. But despite its reputation as an impenetrable fortress, there are persistent conspiracy theories suggesting that Fort Knox is empty or that its gold reserves have been secretly removed. Skeptics argue that the US government has never allowed a full, independent audit of Fort Knox, raising suspicions about whether the gold is still there. The last official audit took place in 1953, and while small inspections have been conducted over the years, they have never provided a comprehensive, transparent account of all the gold stored inside. Some theorists believe that the gold was secretly sold or transferred during financial crises, possibly to foreign governments or private institutions. Others claim that Fort Knox may be housing classified materials, nuclear weapon components, or even alien artifacts, rather than gold. While these theories lack solid evidence, they continue to fuel speculation about whether Fort Knox's legendary security is actually protecting anything at all. Government secrets in vaults. What else could be stored in high-security facilities? Not all vaults exist to protect money or precious metals. Some of the most highly secured vaults in the world are believed to hold government secrets, classified documents, and sensitive intelligence that could change the course of history if revealed. The Vatican secret archives, for example, contain centuries of confidential church records, leading to speculation about whether they hold hidden biblical texts, proof of extraterrestrial life, or secret agreements between world powers. The Iron Mountain Vault in the United States is rumored to house top-secret corporate and government records, with some believing it holds evidence of covert military operations, suppressed scientific discoveries, or classified patents that could alter industries overnight. Meanwhile, Swiss vaults, known for their secrecy, are believed to store documents tied to powerful families, banking elites, and even undisclosed international treaties. Some of the most heavily fortified vaults in the world are completely off-limits to the public, raising the question, are vaults really about security, or are they about keeping the world's most sensitive information hidden from public view? Leaks and insider jobs. Why the biggest heists often involve an inside person. Despite the layers of security in place, history has shown that vault breaches are rarely the result of brute force alone. In most cases, successful heists involve an inside person, someone with privileged access who leaks critical security details, disables alarm systems, or provides access codes. One of the most famous insider-assisted heists was the Banco Central robbery in Brazil, where thieves tunneled 80 meters underground to reach a vault holding $70 million in cash. Investigators later found that bank employees may have been involved, tipping off criminals about security schedules and structural weaknesses. Another example is the Loomis Fargo heist, where an armored car company employee stole $17 million by abusing his access privileges. The heist went unnoticed for hours because the suspect knew exactly how and when security checks occurred. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, one of the most sophisticated vault breaches in history, also had internal leaks, with thieves gaining detailed knowledge of security protocols before carrying out the robbery. These cases reveal a critical flaw in vault security. No matter how advanced technology becomes, human error and corruption remain vulnerabilities that cannot be eliminated. Is security an illusion? Are vaults as secure as we think in the digital age? With the rise of cybercrime and digital theft, some experts argue that physical vaults are no longer the ultimate form of security. In the past, breaking into a vault required physical presence, tools, and planning. Today, hackers can steal billions of dollars in seconds without ever stepping foot inside a bank. Cyber heists are becoming more common than traditional robberies, with institutions losing billions in cryptocurrency, digital assets, and electronic funds through data breaches. The Bangladesh bank heist, where hackers infiltrated the SWIFT banking system, is a prime example of how financial security has shifted from physical vaults to digital defenses. Even AI-powered vaults are not immune to sophisticated cyber attacks. Quantum computing poses a new threat to traditional encryption, potentially making current security systems obsolete within decades. Some security experts believe that no vault is truly unbreakable, whether physical or digital, as every system has a potential weakness that can be exploited. The illusion of security lies in constant upgrades, deception tactics, and the belief that attackers will always be one step behind. But as history has proven, even the most impenetrable fortresses eventually face challenges they were never designed to withstand. The ultimate hypothetical: what would it take to break into the most secure vault on Earth? If someone were to attempt the greatest vault breach in history, what would it take? Experts suggest that a successful attack on a modern high-security vault would require a combination of physical, digital, and psychological strategies. A direct approach using explosives, thermal lancers, or diamond-tipped drills would be unlikely to succeed, as reinforced vault walls can resist extreme force. Cutting through a door like Fort Knox's would take days, if not weeks, by which time security forces would have already responded. A more effective strategy might involve cyber infiltration, where attackers gain access to vault access codes, surveillance systems, or biometric authentication networks. The risk, however, is that modern vaults use multi-layered security, AI-driven monitoring, and quantum-resistant encryption, making hacking a highly complex and time-consuming endeavor. The most realistic way to breach a vault would involve an inside accomplice, social engineering, or coercion. Many of the most secure vaults require multiple personnel to authenticate access, meaning that an organized team, rather than an individual, would need to work together. Even if a breach was successful, getting away with the stolen assets is often the hardest part. Moving billions in gold or priceless artifacts without being tracked would require extensive planning, secure transportation routes, and a way to launder high-value items. In the end, the perfect vault breach remains a theoretical challenge, one that combines elements of high-tech security, human psychology, and advanced planning. While many believe that some vaults are truly unbreakable, history suggests that given enough time, intelligence, and resources, no system is truly foolproof. As security technology continues to evolve, the battle between vault defenses and those who seek to penetrate them will only intensify. The only question that remains is who will stay ahead in this never-ending game of security and deception. The reality check: can any vault be truly unbreakable? The world's most secure vaults are fortresses of human ingenuity, designed to withstand everything from brute force to cyber attacks. They are built with layers of protection, combining physical reinforcement, biometric authentication, AI surveillance, and deception tactics to create an almost impenetrable defense system. But as history has shown, no security system is ever truly 100% unbreakable. Every vault has a weakness, whether it's an overlooked flaw in design, an insider threat, or an emerging technological breakthrough that security engineers never anticipated. Some of the most successful heists in history didn't rely on explosives, hacking, or sophisticated tools, but instead on human manipulation, social engineering, and well-planned deception. That being said, modern vault security has reached a level where unauthorized access is nearly impossible. The effort, time, and resources required to breach the world's most secure vaults make it highly unlikely that any criminal could succeed today without extraordinary circumstances. The most secure vaults standing today, despite the constant evolution of security threats, there are still vaults that remain virtually unbreakable, setting the gold standard for high security storage. Fort Knox in the United States continues to be the most legendary and heavily fortified gold reserve in the world. The Bank of England vault, buried beneath London, remains one of the most secretive gold repositories, protected by robotic surveillance and biometric authentication systems. The Federal Reserve Bank vault in New York, positioned 80 feet underground, is reinforced with solid bedrock and AI-powered security systems. Other vaults serve unique purposes beyond financial assets. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault in Norway acts as a backup plan for humanity's food supply, storing over 1 million seed varieties in case of global catastrophe. The Granite Mountain Records Vault, hidden deep in Utah, protects historical and genealogical records, designed to withstand nuclear attacks and natural disasters. The Iron Mountain Vault safeguards corporate, military, and Hollywood's most valuable intellectual property, ensuring that critical historical and business records survive any potential disaster. These vaults represent the pinnacle of modern security, each designed to resist threats that could wipe out financial, historical, or even biological resources. As technology advances, these vaults continue to evolve, integrating AI, blockchain, and even quantum security measures to remain several steps ahead of potential breaches. What would you store in the world's most secure vault? If you had access to the most secure vault on Earth, what would you choose to protect? Would it be gold, diamonds, or rare artifacts, ensuring their survival for generations? Would it be classified documents or historical records, preserving the truth that could reshape history? Or would it be something even more valuable, your personal legacy, a family heirloom, or a piece of knowledge that could change the world? The concept of vault security goes beyond locking away wealth. It represents the human instinct to protect what is most valuable, whether it's a nation's economic future, scientific advancements, or the seeds of survival for future generations. The way we secure our treasures, both physical and digital, reflects what we fear losing the most. The world of vault security is a constant battle between innovation and infiltration, a race between defense and those seeking to break the system. As new security technologies emerge, so do new challenges, proving that no system will ever be completely safe from determined threats. But in the modern world, the most successful vaults are those that continuously evolve, adapting to new risks and staying ahead of those who seek to crack them. If you found this deep dive into the world's most secure vaults fascinating, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible insights into history's greatest mysteries, technological advancements, and security breakthroughs. What other hidden fortresses or impenetrable locations do you want to learn about next? Let us know in the comments, and we'll uncover the secrets behind the world's most